Hello everyone, I'm happy to see you all today as this section of the webinar is about reflecting on my research journey to HKUST. So my journey actually begins here in Japan, and I've moved around a little bit since to the US, to Brazil, the UK, and finally here to HKUST. I took up the PhD under Professor Gonghao Chen in a research team of 25 to 30 members, focusing on a wide range of topics such as wastewater treatment, resource recovery, urban sustainability, energy harvesting, and machine learning. So for my research focus, I handled wastewater treatment mostly. So here's some of the background on what I did. So for some historical context and some background context, by 2050, around 100,000 kilograms of waste will be landfilled per second around the world, and 15% of this waste will actually become wastewater, this thing called landfill leachate. And inside, there are so many toxic different compounds, and around the world, around 60,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools will actually be filled up each year from this really hazardous toxic wastewater. So the core and pride of our group is our specialty in transforming ideas to reality. So I designed an electrochemical reactor to degrade this wastewater. And you can see that it started here with just a mere draft as a concept. And with every step, we actually upscaled the technology to functionality. So step by step, we went from the draft to 0.3 liters to 5 liters. And now we have this 180 liter capacity pilot scale project that's now testing on site. And here's a video to demonstrate my work a little bit. So that's the wastewater before treatment and after treatment. Now, as an RPG student, I think there are many responsibilities, such as planning and executing research, taking courses, and becoming a teaching assistant. There may also be secondary responsibilities depending on your professor, like applying for funding and guiding future RPG students, research postgraduate students. Now, although I only mentioned 5 points here, this really expands well into a really wide range of skill sets that you can obtain throughout your PhD. And these skills train me to continuously learn, innovate, and collaborate. So you can see here that this Venn diagram does a really good job at describing how a PhD can influence your life. You can acquire expertise in a certain field, you can collaborate more with others, and the knowledge that you share across with others will definitively help you in terms of shaping the person that you are. And I understand that most of this can actually seem a bit overwhelming, so I decided to share some key recommendations here for everyone. So to ensure two-way communication with your supervisor, this first point here may seem a bit obvious, but it is actually really essential for your supervisor to understand all your thoughts and ideas. After all, it is your PhD in the end. Second point is to avoid shouldering all the responsibility. I think there are quite a handful of students which they think that their studies can get a little bit overwhelming, maybe the first or second year. And so this really links to my last point here, and I emphasize all of you, if you come to HKUST or anywhere else around the world, to collaborate with your colleagues and interdepartmental collaborations when possible. So for me, even though I was focused on wastewater, I still needed to incorporate all of these different ideas together, including machine learning, which is a recent hot topic. But even when that was the case, I still needed to ask several departments for help, such as mechanical aerospace for fluid dynamic modeling, the chemical biological engineering team for the toxicity, and the environmental and sustainability team for energy modeling. So lastly, none of this would have been possible without my friends and the connections that I made here at HKUST. Regarding my life in Hong Kong, it's a really safe place, really hospitable with a high level of convenience and ease of access to get anywhere. I currently live 15 to 20 minutes away from HKUST, and most people ask me what do I do in Hong Kong, but aside from all of the usual answers like eating and hiking, I've been taking up bouldering in the past year. And here are my contact details. And as we are actively accepting students into our group, feel free to contact me. Thank you.